They fled from tyranny. Your oppressions planted them in America. And yet, actuated by principles of true English liberty, they met all hardships with pleasure compared with those they suffered in their own country from the hands of those that should have been their friends. Men whose behavior on many occasions has caused the blood of those sons of liberty to recoil within them.
I know not what course others meet, but as for me, give me liberty, or give me death.
Believe me, remember, I this day told you so. That same spirit of freedom which actuated that people at first will accompany them still. But a people jealous of their liberties and who will vindicate them if ever they should be violated. Sons of liberty.
Sons of liberty. Sons of liberty.
Is life so dear, or peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God.
It appears as though something has happened in the motorcade route. Something, I repeat, has happened in the motorcade route.
Who controls the past, controls the future. Who controls the present, controls the past.
The death of bin Laden marks the most significant achievement to date in our nation's effort to defeat al-Qaeda.
All you got to do is start looking around, start thinking for yourself, start investigating things, and you will see it all right there. So you have the power. Humanity has the power. We have the power. Do you want to fight? You better believe you got one.
Let us never tolerate outrageous conspiracy theories.
As for me, give me liberty or give me death.
The answer to 1984 is 1776.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the InfoWars Nightly News. Today is Monday, March 11, 2013. I'm your host, Aaron Dykes.
Tonight, the arms buildup intensifies as the Department of Homeland Security solicits another huge ammo buy. And this time, Forbes magazine is calling for a national conversation about the DHS buildup that has been dismissed by the mainstream media as a conspiracy theory. Plus, John Kerry labels Bilderberg protesters as hoodlums, and Jeb Bush in 2016 say it isn't so. That's up next on the InfoWars Nightly News.
In tonight's news, the Justice Department did not disclaim murder of Americans on American soil using drones. The principled filibuster by Senator Rand Paul was, of course, a response to Attorney General Eric Holder's letter confirming that the president had the authority to kill citizens on U.S. soil without charge or conviction. But not all the questions were answered when Eric Holder responded to that filibuster saying no, because they inserted the very meaningful clause, the loophole, that it did not cover citizens engaged in, quote, combat on American soil. This gets into the whole issue of indefinite detention with the NDAA, gets into the whole issue with the war on terror, with NORTHCOM declaring military command over the U.S., and a lot more. It's a complicated legal loophole argument, but part of it deals with the memo that was leaked to the press showing that the administration has adopted a virtually limitless definition of imminence, saying that an imminent attack by a supposed terrorist leader doesn't mean they have to have actual evidence of anything that's about to happen or even that an attack is actually planned. Now, with a definition that wide open, you can imagine that the definition of a combatant or someone engaging in combat against the U.S. is equally vague and wide open for very dangerous legal interpretation. Indeed, that is the case. Let's just simplify matters and point to the fact that they're going to label anyone a combatant who they want to. In fact, Bush said it quite clearly shortly after 9/11, if you're not with us, you're with the terrorist. And indeed, they will be using their powers of indefinite detention and extrajudicial drone strikes to target dissidents, as despots throughout history always have. And this is just part of the profile, something to keep an eye on. Great what Rand Paul did, but it doesn't answer all the questions. Meanwhile, DHS purchasing even more firearms as the arms buildup intensifies. The details of the $4.5 million contract with Heckler & Koch was only amplified by a very similar, almost identical contract with Sig Sauer. All this prompting Forbes magazine to write that we need a national conversation about the buildup of weapons, of ammunition, now over 2 billion rounds, by Homeland Security and other executive departments. Ralph Binko writes in part, at the height of the Iraq War, the Army was expending less than 6 million rounds a month. 1.6 billion rounds, therefore, would be enough to sustain a hot war for 20-plus years in America. Why, indeed, should the federal government be deploying armored personnel carriers and stockpiling enough ammo for a 20-year war in the homeland? Because it's wrong in every way, writes Binko. And hopefully that and other media attention will be enough to dispel the false rumors that there's nothing to it and it's just a bulk purchase to save the taxpayers' money. And hopefully it will get them to back off of their crazy plan to take on Americans and basically provoke a civil war ahead of economic collapse.
One of the best ways to promote the liberty message is not only by listening to Alex's show, but also by wearing shirts that promote the message. And as you can see right here on InfoWarsShop.com, we have this shirt right here. It says Tyrant, and it also has a message in the back. It says, come and take it. Here's another great t-shirt. Come and take it. We obviously know that the Second Amendment is under attack, and this is a great, subtle way to let the public know how you feel. We also have some great ladies shirts. You could see them right now. This one says Infowars.com. There's a lot of female fans of the show. And we also have a female shirt that promotes the Second Amendment. Contrary to what some people might think, there are many females that love themselves some guns. And this is another great shirt that you can get. It's a camouflage shirt with Infowars.com written across. And now you have a choice. Do you want to end the TSA or end the Fed? We also have this great Army-style t-shirt, and this shirt, as well as many others, are available at InfoWarsStore.com. And last but not least, may the truth be with you. Obviously a reference to the Star Wars film. All these shirts are available at InfoWarsStore.com.